Hey everybody, how you doing? JD Strategic here. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video I want to talk about budgeting. I made a video last week where I talked about budgeting, and I said the average person that accumulates wealth usually dedicates 8 hours a month to budgeting, but someone that's in their teens, 20s, they may not have as many expenses, so they feel it's not as important. But this is really like the best opportunity to start budgeting. Literally practicing anything, the earlier you start, the better you are later on. And this is really important with money. You want to start with the small amounts of money, so when you do get that salary that you desire, that income you want, you're more prepared to handle that money. We see this all the time, like in the lottery. I think it's 65% of people that win the lottery go bankrupt, and that's just a matter of creating a budgeting plan and knowing what to do with that money. Forbes recently came out with an article that said adults even thinking about their personal finances make over 50% of adults more anxious. So this is just something, budgeting, that you can do to prevent that in a way. You want to be more prepared to handle your money. So if you are in your lower 20s, you don't have as many expenses. It may just be gas, groceries, hanging out with friends, that type of stuff. So you think it's not as important. But this is really, really the best time to start, so that when you are saving up money and you want to make that first investment, you want to get an apartment with your friends, you want to buy that house, that's when the expenses really start to pile up. And if you have no experience budgeting, it can definitely hit you like a brick wall, because there's so many expenses once you move out, and you have to handle all those. So it's really important to have a budgeting plan, so you know what's the amount that you're comfortable spending with. So if you're not creating a budgeting plan, these expenses are going to drive you, and it's really important. You want to be in the driver's seat of your expenses, and it doesn't have to be a lot of work. Like I was saying, the 8 hours a month, you don't need to put in 8 hours a month. I probably put in like 2 hours a month, and that's just at the end of the month, you figure out what's the amount you're comfortable spending. So go through your expenses for the month, for each category, whatever all the categories of spending you have, and then add that up to a total cost, see what each category looks like, and figure out what's the amount you're comfortable spending with, what's the amount you want to invest each month. And I promise you this will really go a long way. Just like anything, you want to start building a strong foundation, and the younger you start this, the better off you will be. There's people that are looking to retire and still don't have a budgeting plan, and this causes a great deal of anxiety with adults, just worrying about their personal finances. It really does go a long way if you have that number that you're comfortable spending with, so when you go out, you know what that number is, because it really is important. The average millionaire, they're not people going out and spending like crazy amounts. These are all people living well below their means, and they do this over time. So it really is a process. I really emphasize you guys to start budgeting, and just create an Excel spreadsheet. It can be really simple. Just at the end of the month, look at your bank account and see what are all those expenses, come up with that final total, and see what are you comfortable spending going forward.